What's up guys? You're probably realizing that this isn't RoBuilder. My name is Surfer, I'm a 3D artist working with RoBuilder on Russo's latest game, Tapper Sim. RoBuilder came to me today because his internet decided to self-destruct. I'm going to be teaching you 3 basic egg designs. Now before we start, we're going to have to remove this default cube in our view by hitting X and click delete. Hit Shift A, go down to UV sphere. If you notice, there are way too many faces than what we're going to be needing. What I like to do is go to segments, change that to 16, go to rings, change that to 10. Now you've got a very low poly sphere for you to work with. By clicking this X right here, you can center your view on the front, tab to go into edit. Now a quick tip is if you hit 1, 2, 3, you can quickly change between vertice select, edge select, and face select. Now in vertice select, go up here, proportional editing, hit G, Z. You can scroll in and out to change the radius that affects the mesh. Drag it up till it looks just like an egg and click to finish the operation. Now exit proportional editing and now you have an egg shape. Right click, now go right over here to this triangle, click on it, go down to normals, click auto smooth, and I like to set it to C5 degrees because that's the perfect angle for me. And now what we're going to start with, hit Shift D to duplicate it, save that for later for the next egg we're going to be working on. Select this egg, look at it view, tab to go into edit mode, A, and then press Alt Z to look through that mesh. Now over here on the left side, there is a knife tool. Make sure glue geometry is off top left, because if it's on, it'll only cut on the front faces. That's not what we want. You're going to want to cut all the way through so you can extrude this inwards and make it look like a crevice. So with occlude geometry, untick, cut all the way through, making a few cuts along the way. And once you're done with that, enter to complete the cut. You're going to do the same thing right below it, finish the crevice, hit enter. If you want to, you could do another one below it. Now go up here to the select box, click off of this to deselect, 3 to go to face view, or face select. You select these faces. Now what you're going to want to do, E, and that'll extrude these inwards and to give you a crevice-like shape. Now you'll notice there's a bunch of shading errors. Fix that in a bit. You can either decrease the auto smooth angle, but that could lead to other shading errors, or you can keep it at 65 and then mark which edges you want to be sharp. So if you select, hold Alt, select, and hold Shift at the same time, select these edges, go all the way around, and then get the inside edges, making sure not to get these connecting edges right here. Only the edges that touch the outside parts. All the way around again. You're going to do that for the top and the bottom. All right. And once you're done with that, you right click, mark sharp. It'll sharpen up those edges on the inside and the outside. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the top part. Now the next step is to be adding the material to this. Now go down here, material properties, click new, go next to base color, yellow dot, image texture, open, and you're going to drag in the RoBuilder color grid, link in the description, open image. Now go over to UV editing. Now you're going to notice there's not going to be anything yet. A to select everything in the mesh, click U, now go all the way down to project from view. Now you can see all the vertices over here, and if you hit Z on this side, go to material preview, you can see all the colors on here. Now I would like to be a lava/fire type egg, so the best color in my opinion is this darker color in the top right. And by hitting G and moving it, you can bring it over here and hit scale it, make it just as big as the grid. Tab to exit edit mode over here, see the color over here. Now what you're going to want to do, go into edit mode again, Z, and go into solid mode so it's easier to see. Select all of these inside faces. All right, now that you have select, you can go over to here to the left side, go hit Z to go back into material preview, see what you're doing. And then you could drag this into a fire looking section of the color grid, or whichever color you please. So this could be an ice type egg, could be irradiated, or a toxic egg, could be a futuristic egg, whichever you would like. I'm going to stick with this one because it looks like fire. And what I like to do, so I can see what I'm doing better with the texture, is increase the roughness and decrease the specular so you can see only the colors without any lighting on it. What you can do is you can duplicate, and then you could just move this around and change the colors to anything you'd like. And then you have a base egg that you can use for multiple zones without any problems. All right, now that's the fire egg. We're going to move on to the next egg. We're going to move that over there. Shift D to duplicate it. We're going to move it right over here. If you hold Control, it will snap on the grid. We're going to go into edit mode, hit Alt Z to look through, Shift, and then you're going to click these loops right here, E and S to extrude inward. And what we're going to do is take these two right here, make sure proportional editing is off, S, Z, and scale that on the Z axis. And we're going to get this really cool looking design where it's it almost looks like a robot with like an eye right here. And we're gonna go into edit mode by hitting tab 3 face select. We're gonna grab these faces right here and hit I for inset. And if it looks like this, hit I again until it looks like that. Bringing it in as far as you want or as little as you want. Extrude it outwards by hitting E, scale that down. Now I'm going to edge select, hold Alt and Shift and click these edges because we're going to make these sharp just like we did with the other egg. Right click and mark sharp. And you can do this with the other side, but you don't have to. But I'm going to do it. I think it looks good. Slash to exit that view. I'll go into material preview. And what you can do if you want to link these materials so you don't have to go into here and manually select it, you just select the first one and the material you want. Click Control L and link materials. Now go into the front view, go into edit mode with tab, hit A, and then U, project from view. We're gonna do the same thing we did with the lava egg. I do want like the middle part to be gold, but not sure what the actual egg will be. Maybe it'll just be a regular egg. These, bring this down, the good color. I hit SY to scale on the Y axis. Nah, I think black would be really good on this. Then maybe a blue. All right, we'll move this over. That's our second egg, and we'll move on to our last egg design. Let's go back to layout, flash on this, close it out again, center on this egg. We're going to do a UFO type design. Hold Shift and Alt again, E and then S, and then hit S and Z to scale on the Z axis. Select this loop right here. I'm gonna scale that in a little bit more so it doesn't look as weird. I'm gonna go into edge select and mark these as sharp, and then I'm gonna add a loop cut with Control R, scale that out, and then I'm gonna mark that sharp. Then I'm going to exit by hitting slash again. Select this one right here, Control L to link the material, and then you'll have the material on that. Now you go into edit mode, you project from view. I think a royal egg would be cool. If you want to, you can flip it around though, where it's lighter on the inside, which I think it looks better. So it looks like a worn golden edge sticking out a bit too far though. I'm going to scale that in a little bit. All right. I think we should do a darker red. You know what? Let's do one more egg. Throw in one more. We're going to grab another egg, duplicate that with Shift D, bring it over, slash to close that, go into edit mode, hit Alt Z to look through again, middle row, and go up here to select, and then go to checker deselect, and that will deselect every other face. What I'm gonna do now is, actually, you know what? Extrude this out a little bit by hitting E, S, and then Z to scale on the Z. So it's gonna be the same thing as what we did earlier, but I'm going to select these, go back to select, checker deselect, and then I'm going to I to inset these, then hit E, S, and you notice when you hit S, it's going to scale from the middle. If you go up here, click on this, and then individual origins, it will scale them from their individual origin, and then it adds like a cool spike effect. Now, if you select these edges, go all the way around, you mark them as sharp, they'll be their own individual spikes sticking out. Do you notice how when they're not sharp, blends in with that? When you make it sharp, it'll be its own sharp, separate thing. Now, I think that should be a metal color, like a silver. I'm going to select that, Control L to link the materials again. A, U, project from view, go back to UV editing. I think a wood type color and then a metal type color would look good. All right, so we have 4 custom eggs that you can use. Obviously, everything here easily be recolored and repurposed to whatever you want it to be. Just gives you a general idea on some basic shapes that you can do to improve the look of your eggs in your game easily by just adding different shapes rather than just basic egg shape. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you out a little bit. RoBuilder will be back very soon. This has been very rough for me because I don't normally record videos, so this really isn't my thing. Anyways, see ya.